is give back to the community, whether that's mapping the brain, lifting satellites into orbit, saving elephants in Africa, or perhaps locating a famous American warship that's been lost for 72 years. We all reap the benefits. Enjoy your day here and enjoy this unique experience. You'd have to go for thousands and thousands of miles to see anything somewhat similar. First thing I do during a flying event is introduce you to the pilots. They're all shy, they're way back there. You notice how they put me right here in the front. Okay, Bud Granley, wave Bud. He comes from a flying family. He joined the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1956 and flew F-86s in Germany. He started instructing aerobatics on a T-6 airplane, and one day a gentleman who had bought a P-40 came to him and said, "Can you fly it in an air show?" And he's been flying in air shows ever since. He also was a pilot for United Airlines. Now Ross Granley, his son, comes from that same family of flyers, of course. Joined the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1985. He flew on the Snowbirds demonstration team and underwent basic and advanced fighter training in CF-5 and CF-18 airplanes. Ross also works for United Airlines and flies in an aerobatic routine with his father. Next in line, Kevin Eldridge. Kevin is the chief pilot at the Planes of Fame Museum in Chino, California. He races aircraft, flies them in movies, and helps restore them at Chino as well. He's also a pilot for American Airlines. Jason Mazzala will be flying the P-51 today. Believe it or not, Jason took his first flight in a P-51 when he was 4 years old. By 5, he could start a DC-3 on his own. And Jason's dad and he as well restored airplanes and moved all across the country flying airplanes from place to place. Jason is also our restoration and maintenance manager here at the Flying Heritage and Combat Armor Museum. Next in line, there's a lot of pilots today. Have you noticed that? Next in line is John Penny. John is an Air Force vet with 140 combat missions over Vietnam. Afterwards, he was a test pilot and air racer based in Reno, Nevada. He flew F-4s for the Nevada Air National Guard and is captain passenger jets for United Airlines, tested and instructed on many types of U.S. and foreign jet airplane. Next we have Lance Robertson. Lance will be flying in the Mosquito today. He's logged over 18,000 hours as a pilot. Instructor, commuter planes, airlines, he's flown them all. Currently, Lance is the chief pilot for a corporate flight department based at Boeing Field. And last but never least, Carter Teeters. Carter is a Vietnam vet who worked for Alaska Airlines as an instructor pilot. He has over 6,000 hours in civilian airplanes and over 2,000 in vintage World War II airplanes. This is my favorite part of the day every time I get to do this. Gentlemen, man your planes. There are many places you can see vintage aircraft, but there are few places in the world where you can see, hear, feel, perhaps even smell these fully restored machines in their natural habitat. We're going to transport you, just for a little while, back to World War II. Among the planes we'll be seeing today is an airplane that was lost during the Battle of Britain and remained buried on a beach for decades. That de Havilland Mosquito, that's one of 3 flying de Havilland Mosquitoes in the world today. And that P-51 Mustang, the silver one with the yellow nose, that particular airplane was flown by an ace during World War II and helped shoot down an Me-262 jet fighter. We're lucky to be here to witness this one-of-a-kind performance. Also today, we'll be honoring the memory of a good friend who has passed on. Colonel Ralph Jenkins flew as the combat commander of the 510th Fighter Squadron during World War II. During the war, he flew 129 missions, accumulating 329 combat hours. Seattleite Ralph Jenkins hardly ever missed a flycam flying event in which his plane, that P-47 back there, named Tallahassee Lassie, took to the skies. That nickname was inspired by his wife, Tiero, who is also here today to witness our flights. Jenkins passed away in May, just a few days short of his 98th birthday. During today's show, during the last pass, Flycam pilots will complete a missing man formation pass in honor of Colonel Jenkins' memory.